Welcome to the Imaginative Storm writing session. I'm James Nave.
I'm Allegra Houston.
Every Saturday, we gather with a group of writers and we generate a piece of writing, and we're going to do the same right now.
For you. So we're going to reproduce as closely as we can what we do on our Zoom call every Saturday morning. And then we also have one on Thursday afternoon. More about those later. We offer an image and we ask everybody to create a list of words or very short phrases in 2 minutes. And those words and short phrases will basically add to the image and create a whole bunch of toys for your imagination to play with when the writing time comes.
So, what we'll do is put an image up and we will ask you to generate words or short phrases based on your response to the image, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, however you wanted to describe that. It's 2 minutes. That's 120 seconds. You can generate a lot of words in 120 seconds, or you might just generate a few. We don't know, but we're going to show you that image and we will ask you to write those words down. Anything else about those words? Not linked up writing. We're not writing a story.
Writing,
no writing stories.
Just a list. And
no story yet.
And the words don't have to have anything to do with the image at all. The more random, the better. So here we go.
So now you have a list of words. Every Saturday, we do the same thing with all the folks who come onto our Zoom call. And then after everybody takes the 2 minutes to list the words, there's a little dog out there whining. You might be able to hear him. His name is Marley. He's waiting for me to come pat his head. But Marley's going to have to suffer a little longer while we do what we do here. What we do after everybody generates their list of words, we go around the Zoom room and ask each person to give one word or phrase. We put those words down on a community list, and we have that available for all of us to work with. We are going to give you our community list right now.
So here it is. Cerarium, the eternal hunt, dry land dreams, pull the plug, no buoys, on display, braided, plaited, no escape, trapped, wrapped, who will survive? Miniature mayhem, imaginative storm, get me out of here to see the world, Lilliputian water sports, what's inside, clear and cut, it's a mystery. We're holding our own, welcome aboard, Bottled up nightmare. That's a fluke. Confined sailing boat. Spout.
Well, here's hoping that we don't have too many bottled up nightmares. You have a list now that we shared with each other on our call, and now we've shared it with you. And there are plenty of prompts, like the bottled up nightmare. I don't know why that popped out for me just now. I can do something with that. And you probably can too. What we'd like to do now is to ask you to lean into the entire list that you have, the one we shared and your personal list, and let those words inform your imaginative work as you move into the 10-minute timed writing.
So the way I like to start is just to I have no idea what I'm going to write about or where I'm going to start, but I let my eyes roam over the two lists of words until one of the words or phrases just kind of hooks into my imagination. And I start there. And very frequently, it takes me in some direction that I had no idea that I was going to go in, and that has nothing to do with the image or the word list at all. But it's kind of interesting when you're writing about something that doesn't seem to have anything to do with these lists of words. You can look back at them and grab a word, and it adds this whole extra imaginative energy to your writing, because it seems like a word that doesn't really, it's not, you wouldn't expect it to be there in that topic. So we want to encourage you to take a similar approach and just let your imagination lead, and not worry about whether things make rational sense or how they should or shouldn't be used or written.
And if you want to have a little bit of fun while you're doing your 10-minute timed writing, start out thinking of an animal. Not so much that you're the animal, but just have like the elephant in mind. And then you move into the 10-minute timed writing. Bring a variable or two in there. Let your imagination make leaps that you wouldn't expect. That's why I introduced the animal right now. Or it could be an insect, or it could be an inanimate object. Who knows? Just let the kaleidoscope of your imagination swirl around and do something in 10 minutes.
So 10 minutes starts now. So something exists in the world that didn't exist 10 minutes ago. And you might think, oh, that's really kind of trivial and who cares? But you know what? You care. Your words are now on the page. You have created something. And what we're going to ask you to do now is to read it aloud. Even if there is, quote unquote, nobody else in the room with you, it's not an empty room, you're in it. And you are your most important audience. When you read your writing aloud, you feel it in your body. You hear it through your ears. You feel it in your voice. You feel your voice making an impact on the air. You are actually making an impact on the world simply by sitting there and reading what you wrote. But more importantly, you're making an impact on yourself, because when you read aloud, you push towards what you appreciate, what you like in your writing. You're not so judgmental. You're not so critical. You're finding your voice, literally. You're taming your inner critic. You're turning it into an ally that is that voice that's judging there. So it's an incredibly valuable thing to do, even though it seems maybe a little silly or trivial. It's really not. So please put us on pause now and read what you wrote aloud.
And now your voice filled up the room. If you liked what you wrote, and when you read it aloud, if you saw an opportunity or so to make a bit of a change because your spoken word voice was informing the way you might go about editing what you have in front of you, however you engage with that, just remember your spoken word voice, your voice allows some insight that you might not get when you stay within the silence.
That you will not get when you stay within the silence, in fact.
And when you experience that, and if you will gain insight. Speaking of insight, if you like what you wrote and you have some insight into what you wrote and you'd like to share that with us, you can go to theimaginativestorm.com and post it on our circle community so we can have a chance to read it along with other people.
And here's how you get there. You go to imaginativestorm.com, scroll over to community, the Imaginative Storm community, inspiration and momentum, Imaginative Storm on Circle. Click on that. It'll take you further down the page, and then click here to go to the circle. It'll look a little different to you when you get there because you aren't signed in yet, but you make a username and password. It's free. And then you will get something like this. You go over here to prompt of the week. And here you will find all the prompts of the week that we have done for over 4 years now. That is a lot of weeks. And I will show you last week's as an example. So when you click on it, you will see the image that we used and the word list from Saturday and then from Thursday, and then what people wrote and commented on other people's writing. And then for you, you just go down to the bottom here. You'll have this thing saying, what are your thoughts? And you just type right in there, whatever it is that you wrote, and then click post. And we'd like to credit the image, of course. I found it on a website called shipsinbottles.com. Pretty straightforward. It's a whaling scene created by Charles W.
Charles W.
Charles W. It says Charles W. and then whaling was in a capital W. So it kind of looked like his name was Charles W. Whaling Scene. But I think it's Charles W. Whaling Scene. But anyway, whichever. Maybe we'll just call him Charles W. Whaling.
Anchors away. What is this?
It is my pen.
Or is it a magic wand? This is what people bring to our Saturday calls to do their writing with. We write as much as we possibly can longhand. So if you would like to join us and experience some of this free-form imaginative leaping while at the same time staying in your rational mind and creating energetic form, you can go to imaginativestorm.com, and there you will find a link to our Saturday gatherings on Zoom, Saturday between 12 and 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursday gatherings between 6 and 7 p.m. Eastern Time, imaginativestorm.com, and you will see how to connect with us. And we'd love to have you on our calls.
And we hope that you will join us. And if not for those calls, you'll also find our audio course of Write What You Don't Know, and our book, and our video course, and online workshops and in-person retreats. So spend a little bit of time noodling around on that website if you like. If you want to improve your writing, if you want to find a more imaginative connection with the world, we're here to help.
Thanks for tuning in. See you soon.
Bye.